So we're gonna start seated, and I recommend sitting in a propped Virabhadrasana like Gina is doing. You can also just sit cross-legged, any comfortable seat. I want a little bit of space though between your butt and the ground, so definitely sit up on something. And we're gonna bind our arms in a shoulder stretch. So for a moment, turn your palms out, this is like a really big external rotation in your upper arms, which is what I want to explore. Gina has me assisting her, so it's easier, but you're gonna make a wider than shoulder distance loop in your strap and loop the strap around your wrists or forearms. Now that's not quite tight enough for her. She needs a little bit tighter, a little bit more resistance. You're gonna find the resistance that feels good to you. Like you're getting a shoulder stretch, but it's nothing like crazy extreme. Is that where you're at now? Okay, good. And you're pushing your hands out to create this big broadening across your chest. So our work today is a concept called organic energy, which is the extension from the periphery of the body out. So right now you're feeling this big organic extension from the center of your sternum out through the heads of the arm bones. You're feeling it across, maybe even across your biceps as they broaden out. Even from the shoulder out through the fingertips, there's this lengthening and extension. And I teach this concept in the spirit of something called Seva. And Seva is a Sanskrit word that means service, but it also means to enjoy, which is such a beautiful sentiment. And it's the idea that really most of the actions we take are of service. And when they are, they should be delightful. And that we really need to start reaching beyond our limitations or what we think are our limitations. Pushing ourselves to that yoga pose, that's a challenge. Reaching out to that person that we don't really like at work. Engaging with people who we don't necessarily agree with, especially politically, right? Like all those things that push our buttons and challenge us, can we turn that into an opportunity of service, reaching beyond ourselves? Take one more really big breath in and a full breath out. Good. Unbind yourself from this whole setup. Come forward onto your hands and knees. Place your blocks or whatever prop off to the side and come into down dog. And just give yourself the opportunity to open up your downward facing dog. I have never read any Brené Brown books until I listened to this one, Braving the Wilderness, which I think is her latest book. And she says something really beautiful, which is people are hard to hate close up, so lean in, which I love. And it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's the idea that like we can be of service in so many ways, very small ways too, by simply reaching out to the people that we don't really agree with and finding an opportunity to enjoy even though we might disagree with them. And I know we all know it in our heads, but we actually don't know it in our bodies, and we don't act on it as much, I think, as we should. Press your hips up and back. And really from the upper back, I want you to find full extension into your arms, really reaching like you have go-go gadget arms, Inspector Gadget style. And from your upper back, extend up through your hips. You're just trying to push out on all sides as much as possible. Take a really big breath in and a full breath out. Lift your right leg up, and right here is an opportunity for extension. So the focal point is the base of the heart center, right in the center of the upper back. From that point, push out through your right leg, like I had my hand on your heel and you were pushing into me. Take a big breath in. Exhale the right knee to the chest and place your foot for crescent. Lunge and stretch your arms up. Take your arms out into a cactus shape, bend the elbows out to the sides. Press your elbows down like you had someone's hands right underneath your elbow points and tilt the elbow tips forward. And you should start to feel some of that broadening across your chest again. We love that. Let's keep doing that. Spin the thumb tips to the back of the skull for a little skull loop adjustment. So thumb tips to the occipital ridge. Use your thumbs to lift the skull off the back of the neck. So we have the broadening medial lateral across the chest. We have this lengthening up through the skull. Now slowly stretch your arms up toward the ceiling. It changes a bit now. From the pelvis, press down into your feet. From the pelvis, lift through your chest, lift through the crown of the head, up through the fingertips. Take a big breath in. Exhale, hands down. Step back to plank. Lower forward and down, chaturanga. Easy does it, right? Inhale into your cobra or upward facing, but take your time, you guys. This is our first sequence. Downward facing dog. Take your time to warm it up. But every time we come to down dog, how can you reach beyond your limitations? How can you expand more? How can you lean in? From your upper back, extend into your hands. From your upper back, press up through your pelvis. Lift the left leg up. Imagine I was there pushing into your heel. Extend fully back into B. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, rise up to crescent. Bring your arms into cactus shape, tilt the elbow tips forward, fingertips back at that big broadening across your chest. Give yourself a skull loop adjustment, lengthen from the upper palate up through the crown of the head, and then extend the arms. Squeeze your feet together, gather power in your legs, pull it all the way up into the core of the pelvis, and then root down into the power of your legs to lift through the sides of your waist. Take one more big breath in, exhale, hands down, step back, plank. Lower forward and down, chaturanga. Lift into your back bend. And back to downward facing dog. Really simply, we're just gonna flow. Lift your right leg up, but full extension out through the heel. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, rise, crescent, right into that full form, full stretch, full back bend. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to plank, inhale. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back bend. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Exhale, left foot forward. Good. Inhale, rise. Full lift through the waist. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back plank. Lower chaturanga. Lift into your back bend. Back to downward facing dog. One more time. Lift the right leg up. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands down. Step back. Lower down. Curl into your back bend, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, inhale, stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, left foot forward. Last time through. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, bhujangasana, cobra pose, or upward facing, of course. Exhale, downward facing. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. Notice if you bend your knees a little bit in down dog, does that enable you to lift your pelvis a little bit higher, lift your hips a little bit higher? Take one more inhale. Exhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. Reach the sternum forward. Exhale, forward fold. Imagine you had roots in your feet. So from your pelvis, grow your legs longer into the earth, and then inhale, rise to stand. And imagine someone had their hands on your ribs, the back rib cage, and they were lifting you up as you were rooting down into your feet. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release your arms. Stand on your left foot, and you have those roots now. Tree pose, right foot to the right shin or to the upper inner thigh. Your foot presses into your leg presses into your foot. That creates a ton of power to the midline for you to both extend down into the left leg and lift up through crown of head. You can send your arms up over your head. Now, everyone's going to do this kind of a different way. Your arms can stay over your head, which is the hardest variation. You can simply bring your hands to your hips or into prayer pose. Spin your right knee forward, but keep the foot hovering. So the inner edge of your right foot is kind of hovering around where your left thigh is. Imagine you were kicking into your right heel as you send your right leg back for some form of warrior three. And whole body parallel with the ground is the full form of warrior three. But you don't have to do that. Supported is hands to the ground, which would be great, bringing your fingertips to the floor. Energize your right leg, and then everybody, hands down, walk forward into down dog, keeping your right leg lifted. Take a very big breath in. As you exhale, right foot forward in between your hands, back heel flat for Parsvakonasana, side angle pose. So you might choose to bring your forearm to your thigh or fingertips down, let's say outside of the right foot. Send your right arm toward over your head, but you can always take your arm into the perpendicular plane with your chest, plug in, and that plugging in is going to give you that full extension. Again, like crescent, from the pelvis, press down into your feet, from the pelvis, lift and lengthen through the sides of the waist. And it's to be of service. to enjoy the full expansion of your potential. Take one more really big breath in, both hands down. Step to plank if you wish, or just right back to down dog. Plank, friends, lower chaturanga, lift into your back bend, and back to downward facing. Walk your hands back to your feet. Feel the roots below your feet go past the floor, and then rise all the way up to stand. And we'll stand on the right foot now, left foot into tree position, Vrikshasana. Foot presses into leg, leg presses into foot. You've got all that power root down into your right foot if you lift through your spine and lift through the sides of the waist. Maybe you choose to take your arms over your head, but if we grip too hard in a balancing pose, it will throw us off balance. So actually, it's the extension, it's the expression beyond ourselves that actually helps us hold balance, okay? So keeping the length, spin the left knee forward, send the leg back, and maybe torso and leg come parallel with the floor. Take one more big breath in. Hands come down by bending the right knee to land them. Walk the hands forward, downward facing dog, but keep pushing back into your left leg. Take a big breath in. Exhale the left foot forward. Parsvakonasana. Beautiful. From your feet, press down. From your belly, lift up. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands down. Step back to plank if you wish, or right back to down dog. Lower forward and down. Lift into your back bend and back to downward facing dog. Good. Lower your knees to the ground, and we're going to take a pose that some people call puppy dog pose. It's sort of the Sanskrit name for it is Anahatasana. It's a big heart opening. Anahata chakra is your heart chakra. Walk your hands forward. So your hips are basically over your knees. They might go slightly behind your knees. And it's like down dog on your knees. So you're moving your heart down, opening the center of the chest. This is a really nice stretch from the sides of the waist. Let's take one more breath. And then come up onto your hands, and we're going to take really similar form of that, except you're going to put your elbows on the blocks. And we'll put them at the lowest height, elbows on the blocks. And then, yes, exactly like that. So really similar form. Hips might go a little bit behind the knees, hearts melted. Hands into prayer, and then you can start to fold the prayer toward the back of your head if that's possible. But what I'm really interested in is you, again, as we started in the shoulder stretch, you're feeling this really big heart opening through the chest. It's no wonder that there are so many of us that are very, very tight in the muscles around the shoulder and the chest. We spend a lot of time clutching tiny devices that create that tension, so good for us to take the time to open them. Take one more really big breath in and a full breath out. Good. And then just extend your arms and kind of however you can push your elbows down and crawl out of this. So I'd like us to work at least one variation of Virabhadrasana 3 using the wall. And we're going to use the wall for the next two, so Vira 3 and then for Pinchamayurasana. So we're just going to shift our setup slightly here and move the mat right up against the wall. And let's do it. Yeah, that's great. And then I would like you to measure just an arm's distance away from the wall. So we are going to do Vira 3 with your hands against the wall, okay? So go for it. So she's going to step back basically like into a down dog against the wall. Her feet are right underneath your hips. You don't have a good angle on it, but walk your feet in just a tiny bit, are right underneath her hips. So we're creating a right angle with the belly and the thighs. Now, activate your hands into the wall. Now, the one thing I want you to look out for this one, you'll tend to walk your hands too low. I'm gonna have Gina actually walk her hands up a little bit higher for this one. And you're actively pushing from your upper back into your hands. And then lift your left leg up and back behind you. Now, she's going to have me to help, but imagine that you were pushing into another wall on the left side, and notice which arm is pushing more, which arm is pushing less. Notice how it's a totally different experience when you have a boundary to push against to really find your full potential to expand into, right? Boundaries actually lead to freedom. Here is case in point. Take a big breath in. Land your left foot. Come to stand for a moment. And then we'll switch to the second side. So fold forward, push into the wall. Standing on the left leg, extend the right leg back. Full extension from the pelvis out through the hands, from the pelvis back through the heel. Good. Excellent. Take one more really big breath in. Beautiful. Lower the right foot down and come up to stand. Take a second. So we're going to just try this one just because I think it would be good for us to try doing the feet against the wall. So just pivot in space where you are. I'm going to give Gina the 2 blocks just so she doesn't feel so strained here. We'll forward fold and kick your left leg back to the wall. Push toe mounds probably. Maybe you get toe mounds and heel to the wall. Square your hips. This is so hideously hard, okay? As you're pushing back, just play with lifting one arm up at a time. Maybe you lift the right arm first, just because that'll give you a little more stability and balance. Push into the back leg, maybe to lift the left arm. Nice and hard. Nice and hideously hard, as I said earlier, right? Yeah, it's so hard. So just play with it. Land one hand. Good, Gina. Land the other. Stand on both your feet. Stand all the way up. Pause. Right, and sometimes we need those boundaries to realize how much we can extend. That's why this is more work, because we have a boundary, right? When we all complain about all the challenges we have in our lives and the boundaries that keep coming up, well, they're there for you to express your full potential. Fold forward. Second side, so right foot extending toward the wall. Push into the wall. You can also, Gina's doing it beautifully, use the extension from the pelvis out through the right leg, the organic energy to square the hips, which she's done beautifully. Play with opposite arms. So lift the left arm and see if you can work that. Maybe you can also lift the right arm. Whoa, that was great. Yes, good. Nice and hard. Yep. All that shaking is good. Take a big breath in. Both hands land the right foot, come up to stand. So we're going to play with this in Virabhadrasana, which is feather of a peacock pose, forearm balance. We'll use the wall for it. So I'm going to give you a couple of options here. So we're going to demo it facing camera first, and then Gina's going to go up against the wall. So thumb and index finger wrap around the block. Forearms lower down toward the floor. So that's your setup, okay? If you're someone who has elbows that go really wide, you can grab your strap or your necktie or whatever you have, and I'll just demo it on Gina. Come up, Gina. So we'll slide this to your upper elbows, above your elbows, I should say, right at your upper arm, and you'll lower your forearms down. And that'll be your little boundary that'll keep you from going too wide. Let's tighten this a little bit more. Okay, so this is what we're going to do, but this block would be flush against the wall. So Gina and I are going to turn around the setup. Let me make this tighter for you. Okay. And then with the strap, if you're using the strap, what's nice is you get that broadening that we had in the very first shoulder stretch we did with the arms behind the back. So thumb and index finger wrap around the block, forearms root down, push the biceps out so the heart can melt and the shoulder blades can come firm onto your back. Lift your belly in and up and come into a downward facing dog. Now, feet a little bit wider apart with knees bent is a great way to work this. This is dolphin pose. If you can do more, step one foot in a little closer, lift the other leg up, and then hop and kick up. Good. And then bend both your knees so your feet come to the wall. Push into the wall and move your tailbone up toward your knees, but keep moving your belly back. Good. One leg up toward the ceiling. Push up through your heel. Other leg up toward the ceiling, maybe push through both heels, and then come down. One leg at a time. Rest right away in child's pose. Rest right away. So let's just try it one more time. Some of us will make our way all the way up. Some of us are just gonna work the hopping, which is what Gina and I are gonna do together. And what I want you to understand, when we come into an inversion in this way, a handstand or a forearm balance where we're hopping up into it, the lifted leg must be very organically extended. There has to be a ton of organic energy. So from your chest, you're extending out through your leg as much as possible. That'll help make the leg not dead weight as you try to hurl it over your pelvis. So forearms down, lift your knees and hips up. And then step one foot in about halfway-ish, and then lift the other leg up. Now get weight in your forearms. Your shoulders are over your elbows. And push into your lifted leg heel. So the leg is all the way straight and strong. And it's that energy of that straight leg. Just hop and try to keep the leg straight. Don't come all the way up. Just hop and try to keep the leg straight. And even Virginia, who's like a teacher, it bends a tiny, tiny bit. So straighten the leg all the way. Keep it straight the whole time. Do a little hop. Good. And then maybe you come all the way up. I don't care about you coming up right now. I care about you getting that leg totally straight. Hop, hop, hop. That was really nice, Gina. Rest. Okay, so you guys keep working. Work the other side a few times. You can hit pause. You can play with another variation of pincha. And it's a lot of practice to keep that lefted leg completely straight. But I want you to think like you're extending, like you're trying to kick out through your heel as you kick up. Okay, so hit pause if you want to work it a little bit more. Otherwise, we're going to sort of orient ourselves away from the away from the wall, excuse me. We'll come back to our position in the center of the room. And let's come to sit. Come to sit with your legs extended straight out in front of you for Janu Shirsasana. Fold your right leg in tree position, really similar to standing. And bring your fingertips behind you. Lift up through your low back, lift up through your chest. So again, we have this extension through the left leg. I want you to maintain the extension through the upper body as you twist and forward fold over your left leg. Keep rooting the inner thigh down. Keep lengthening through the sides of the waist. Keep reaching your sternum forward. And slowly come back up. Extend your right leg and fold your left leg in. Twist and fold over your right leg, keeping the continued length in the right leg, length through the spine, reaching the heart forward. Inhale and come back up. And we're going to take Ardha Matsyendrasana. So bend both knees and let's cross. We'll slide the left leg underneath the right, cross your right foot to the outside of your left thigh and sit up as tall as you can. If this is too much for you, uncross your legs, stretch them straight out in front of you. Just keep your left leg extended, bend your right knee and step your right foot to the outside of your left thigh. Okay, that would be phase one for those of you who can't do that, and then bend your left knee and fold in for if you can do more. Lift your right arm up, lengthen through, the left arm, you were right. Lengthen through the left side of your body and hook your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Fingertips behind you, right fingertips behind you. Roll your right shoulder blade firmly onto your back as you inhale, lift, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, belly back and twist. And just work that. Inhale, lengthen. You're finding that extension, that expansion. Keep the expansion as you twist deeper. This is one of my favorite quotes from Swami Rama. The day you understand that you have not come to this world merely to fulfill your own selfish desires, that will be a great day for you. The word service in Sanskrit is seva, which also means to enjoy. To serve others is not a process of merely helping others. You should actually enjoy the act. And the finest of all acts is to give without any strings or attachments. Slowly unwind, uncross, recross the other way. Lift up through the right arm and the right side of your body and twist to the left. When we do these practices of lengthening and expanding and stretching, organic energy, these are symbolic acts of lengthening away from your own selfish desires, of expanding away from your own sort of myopic focus and seeing maybe hopefully a broader picture. So in the twist, when you inhale and you sit up tall and you lengthen, I want you to keep the length even as you twist deeper. Excellent. With your next in-breath, unwind, uncross your legs and stretch them straight out in front of you. I'd like us to do just a modified Paschimottanasana. So take your feet a little bit wider, bend your knees a lot to grab your feet. And then your knees and your armpits come pretty close to touching. Keep that fold. And if you work your legs a little straighter, great, but that's not necessary. Keep the length in your spine. Back of the neck nice and long. You could even bring a block underneath your forehead. Keep your breath steady and deep. Let's do 4 more breaths. Two more. And slowly come back up. Come lying down onto your back for Shavasana. We'll have about a minute and a half. So let yourself settle. And then take up just a tiny bit more space. So take your feet a little wider, take your arms a little wider, and just notice how that changes the posture. Deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms over your head and stretch. Bend your knees and roll to your right side. And slowly press yourself up to a comfortable seat. And bring your palms together in front of your heart. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Bow your head to your heart. Namaste.